everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. Today, we will be getting into ESPN Plus with one of their latest articles between Matt Miller and Jordan Reed. Yes, the same Jordan Reed that was on this YouTube channel. If you missed the video, make sure to go ahead and get to scrolling, man. What are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way, you don't have to miss any of my content here on The Lead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. We got some Rockets playoffs coming up. Look, Rockets Warriors is definitely a conversation we'll get into later. The Astros are swimming in the middle of the pack, but we did get a good Cam Smith 2 home run game. Super excited with the Houston Cougars, and there's a whole lot to talk about with Houston sports, but the focus is the NFL draft within just a few days away. The Houston Texans is on the mind for all Houston fans and all Houstonians. When it comes to the draft, it is just so much weighing on the minds of Texans fans. What are the Houston Texans going to do at 25? ESPN, Matt Miller, and Jordan Reed try to give their predictions as to what the Texans could be picking at 25, what is the best fit, and what is the best player, something like that. There's two different picks at 25 is what we're going to get here. Again, I believe it's only one round. I could be wrong, but I think it's only one round that they did. Two different picks we'll get to see, and then we can debate whether or not we agree with either Matt Miller or Jordan Reed. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. We are excited about this one right here. Debating need value for 32 picks in round one. So yes, it is only round one. And remember, this is ESPN Plus exclusive content. So you cannot just go to ESPN and get this. Like, you have to have a subscription. Let me be your key to that said subscription. Let's go ahead and get to scrolling. Remember, this is a Houston Texans state of mind, but we'll always take a peek at to see what the rest of the division, the neighbors of the AFC South, are doing. Matt Miller's got Cam Ward, Jordan Reed. Best value would be Abdul Carter. Obviously, between him and Travis Hunter is what he's arguing there. Let's keep it scrolling, though. Let's see. The next team's are Jags. Miller's got the team that the pick that fills the need is Abdul Carter. Reed says their best value would be Mason Graham. I don't want Abdul Carter in the division. I'll tell you that right now. I feel a little bit better about Mason Graham, but overall, that defensive line for the Jaguars is going to get very, very scary for our offensive line. That's needless to say. Let's go ahead and get to the next pick, which would be the Indianapolis Colts. And big need, Colston Loveland. Best value, Colston Loveland. It is the worst kept secret in the world that the the Indianapolis Colts will be picking a tight end. Whether or not that helps their quarterback situation, well, nobody has an answer for that. So now we can go ahead and get to scrolling to the Houston Texans and see what is the big need and best value for the Texans at 25. Here we go. 25 Houston Texans. Matt Miller has us taken for the big need, Josh Simmons. Houston tore down its O-line this offseason and began to rebuild it, but it's still lacking a long-term answer at left tackle. Cam Robinson was a good stopgap signing, but Simmons could be a bookend for years to come. And now we'll get the debate from Jordan Reed here, saying the best value here is Gray Zabel, center guard, North Dakota State. Zabel is the best value pick because he can play everywhere. Number 25 player on my board, despite playing in the FCS, and would provide a steady presence. His play strength and anchor project best along the interior. Now, I know a lot of fans are extremely not loving Josh Simmons, and I get it. Josh Simmons bodes a whole lot of what if. Josh Simmons is a big question mark for a lot of fans. Again, I understand the sentiment. This is a guy that's coming off a torn patellar tendon, one of the worst injuries to have for football, and it is similar to the nail in the coffin, you can say, and for careers in the NFL. What helps him though is that he's super young still, and we saw him at the pro day and he performed just fine. And this was just 5 months after. Now, is he going to be able to start day one? That's a big question. And I think the answer is no. And now you get into the aspect of, can Josh Simmons get back to what he was doing and how he was playing at that level again after this pretty intense injury, I would say. And you don't know how to answer that question. So, end of the day, it's like, is Josh Simmons someone that you really want to take that chance on at 25? I love his film. He's fantastic left tackle. He's everything you want. If he doesn't have the injury, he probably won't even be here at 25. He's going to possibly be a top 15 pick in maybe mid first round at the least. Who knows? Do the Miami Dolphins, who they just had a left tackle retired, do they take a look at a Josh Simmons? There's fair of other teams that could definitely use an offensive tackle, but whether or not they look at Josh Simmons is, again, another question, and a question that is hard to be answered. And Texans fans doesn't seem like they all are very high, considering my comment section when I did draft him. Jordan Reed, as we all know, Jordan Reed was on this YouTube channel. He mentioned Gray Zabel. Now, he talked about Zabel playing everywhere. Zabel has played tackle, center, guard. We saw him at the Senior Bowl, and he was primarily at the guard and center position, and specifically more at guard. He slid in just fine there and looked phenomenal. He actually floored the scouts at the Senior Bowl, and he had an impressive performance there. So the stock is really high with Gray Zabel, but what knocks it down is that he played in the FCS, lesser competition, right? That's what a lot of people are going to classify playing in the FCS, North Dakota State. How is he going to fare with bigger and better competition? And that is going to be the biggest question mark for Gray Zabel. But from everything we've seen at the Senior Bowl, where he was facing some top-end talent, he held his own pretty damn well. You're looking at a guy that has great character, toughness, and can play anywhere on the offensive line. I think that this could be someone in Gray Zabel that the Houston Texans might actually consider for the first time to get someone that is not in a Power 5 school. Gray Zabel might be the first one for the Houston Texans, the first one for Nick Caserio, excuse me. It makes too much sense to not take a look at him. He can play anywhere on the O-line. He's versatile as hell, and he's very good inside the interior. You need an interior lineman. To me, Gray Zabel would be the better pick between the two of Josh Simmons and himself. I would rather Gray Zabel. I think the fans would rather have Gray Zabel if those are the options. Remember, let me know down in the comments section, how are y'all feeling about those two options right there? Josh Simmons from Ohio State, Gray Zabel from North Dakota State. Let me know down in the comments section. You know I'll reply. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.